So we go with
So Dave.
So Mike.
Okay. Good to see you.
You too. Okay. I'm up here in New York with Michael Babcock, the president and owner of WineRacks.com, and we are getting ready to drink a Brotherhood Cab 2015. It's from a winery here that is the oldest in the U.S., so we're going to try it now and let you guys know how it tastes. So,
cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Good to see you.
You too.
Not bad.
Not. So in 10 words or less, tell me what you think about this.
I think it's got a great, bold, round flavor. It's a little light on the finish, but overall, for what it is, it's a good bottle of wine. These guys have really been, we were talking before we started the camera rolling, that these guys have been around, well, a long time, but this rendition of the winery that, as we know it today, have really, developed some really great wines. They used to be known for sugar in a bottle, that created some alcohol, which was just like, major headache. But now this is actually a really, this is a young bottle of wine that lays down for another 5 or 6 years. It's going to
pretty good.
It's going to really, be a tasty bottle of wine, and they do a great job of doing stuff. And then these guys are at our wine festival every year, and they do a bang-up job when they come and visit us there.
So we'll get to the wine festival because we want to talk about that. Just real quick on WineRacks.com. They're up here in New York. We've been working with Michael for quite a few years. I've known him before that, and we have some good times. So the first thing I'm going to start with, what does your cellar currently look like? What's in it? What's it look like? What kind of racks? That kind of thing.
In total disarray.
Okay, perfect.
As I was showing you, we're just totally renovating our house, and so my cellar consists of, I think, mainly cardboard boxes at the moment, and a couple of our little wooden racks laying around. So over the last few years that we've been doing this major project, basically drank through every decent bottle of wine I have, and so now it's a rebuilding process. We're actually entering the final stage, and we're kicking around what wine cellar we're going to have. It's probably not going to be a big one. It's probably around 600 to 700 bottles of total storage space, which will be climate controlled and stuff. And we're going to have a variety of different racking systems, some VintageView, and some of the stuff that we manufacture as well.
What bottle are you hoping to have in there once you get it rebuilt?
I want them all.
You want them all? I don't blame you there.
I don't know. I mean, my taste in wine has really grown over the years. I mean, I love the traditional French wines. I like the Italian wines. Everything from South America is really good. South Africans got some fantastic wines, as well as California, New York, everybody else in the country. I mean, right now, every state in the union has got a commercial winery.
Yep.
And some of them are pretty good.
Yeah. Colorado has some pretty good ones, as
right.
Jacob, our marketing guy, will tell you.
Right.
What is the craziest wine cellar you've ever done?
We did a project for some oligarch from Ukraine.
Okay.
The wine cellar, when I saw the plans for this thing, this house must have been like 100,000 square feet.
Wow. That's
crazy.
A big house.
Oh, it was insanely big. The wine cellar was like private wine cellar. I want to say it was 28,000 square feet with these opulent columns in it, and we did some kind of racking program for them and sent it out. It was insane. I thought it was a hoax when it first came through, but it was a real deal, and we built it, and I assume it's still there.
You never know. You never know with wine racks.
You never know over there.
Tell us about something about New York wines in general that people don't usually know.
Oh, let's see. Well, I think what most people know about New York wines, that they're renowned for their Rieslings. I mean, the Finger Lakes region is one of the finest world-class growing areas for Riesling grapes, and that. I think what you're finding is that there's several distinct appellions in New York. You've got the Finger Lakes, which is your Rieslings, Gewürztraminer, and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You've got the Niagara area, which is known for a lot of their ice wines, but also some Pinots and stuff like that. You've got the Hudson Valley, where we are,
Right.
And they just got a new designation as a Pinot Noir growing area.
Nice.
So there's some wineries, about 30 wineries right around here locally that are producing some very good product. And then you go down to Long Island, which is prime thing. Their Chardonnays, their Cabs, they make everything good down there.
Cool.
So that's kind of some cool stuff.
So talking about New York wines, and especially this area, you had mentioned the Hudson Valley Wine Festival, which I recently was reminded that Michael started and is kind of the head of. So give us 3 reasons why should people come to this?
Wine, fun, and food.
And Michael.
And me. And Jennifer.
Right.
Jennifer Cristaldi, who makes it all work with us.
For us.
Yeah, we started this 17 years ago. How it began, we were out at the Aspen Wine and Food Festival. We were a minor sponsor out there 18 years ago.
Right.
And I came back from that event, which is, if anybody's not gone, you need to go. It's a lot of fun.
It was just this past week.
Yeah. Did you go up?
No, I did not.
No, if I wasn't in cruise season, Jackie and my wife would have been up there.
Right.
But we came back, and I sat in the office with some folks. I said, we got to find a wine festival to go to. It'd be a perfect match for wineracks.com and some local wine festival for us to be a participant in. And so we searched, and there weren't any. Nothing. So I said, guess what? We're going to start our own. So I called up a buddy of mine who owns a big farm over in northern Dutchess County, and I said, hey, Norman, how about we do a wine festival at the farm? He goes, yeah, perfect. When do you want to do it? I said, we'll do it in September. Mind you, this was March of that year, and so I load everybody in a car. We go over, and we're in the middle of a field overlooking the Catskill Mountains. I say, we're going to do it right here. We'll put a tent there and there. Everybody looks at me, are you out of your mind? And so we had been involved with the Finger Lakes Wine Festival for many years.
Right.
So I called a bunch of the winery guys up there, and they said, yeah, if you're doing it, Michael, we'll come down.
Nice.
So we had our first year, we had 17 wineries, one brewery, a local brewery guy, because a good wine festival requires cold beer.
Right, exactly.
It rained, and there was all kinds of stuff. We had 2,300 people come through the gate, which I thought was
good,
not bad.
Yeah.
So we ran it at that farm for 5 years until it got too big. So the crowds were becoming like 10,000 people, and it was too big. So we ended up moving it to a fairgrounds, the Dutchess County Fairgrounds, which is a huge one of the it's rated one of the top 6 fairgrounds in the United States.
Okay.
Great facility. So we moved it there, and now our attendance is 24,000 people for a weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And last year we had 97 wineries participating from New York. Several, a couple other importers representing, I don't know, probably another 20, 30 wineries from the world. 26 distilleries, 34 breweries.
Wow.
And 5 or 6 cider operations that came in. So we had a lot of fun. We have a huge food court, our food truck court. We had like 23 restaurants on wheels that come in and serve food, and there's all kinds of food demos. We have a lot of area chefs from all over the country come in and do demos and stuff. The Food Network guys come up and kind of hang and play with us, and so we have a lot of fun.
Well, cool. I think everybody should come up here, and it's the first week.
It's the weekend after Labor Day.
After Labor Day this year, and check out the Cool Wine Festival. And again, thank you for joining us, and Michael, thank you for having us.
Always a pleasure.
And cheers.
Cheers. And that's a wrap.